Welcome back to the channel, Warhammer Man back in the studio, and today we're taking a look at the official pricing for this week's upcoming pre-orders. If you enjoy the content for Warhammer 40,000, Kill Team Necromunda, Age of Sigmar, and Warcry, as well as some Underworlds and of course Horus Heresy as well, make sure to like and subscribe. It's an absolutely free way to support the channel. I do put out videos every single day, sometimes multiple times. So let's go ahead and jump right in. Obviously, we know the big reveal is Nether Maze. We didn't get a bunch of notice on this. We basically just recently saw it, and now here it is up for pre-order. There was some speculation on this one, a lot of controversy as to what the price point is going to be. This is obviously a full Warhammer Underworlds game. We saw a pretty big price jump from the Warhammer Underworlds starter set into the expansion set, or like newer edition. And we're hoping basically that this didn't come in at that same price again. And unfortunately, our hopes were crushed because the core game Underworld Nether Maze is $95. So it's coming in at the new price point. So we basically saw a jump in USD from $60 to $95 in a short time in between editions. And now we're seeing this $95 as the sticky price. And in Canadian dollars, it is $125. This is a super cool set. It's everything you need to play. The models are really cool. I honestly really like the models. But the truth is, you can turn around and buy the actual Warcry Warband equivalents of this one for like 55 bucks, I think. So essentially, like, and these Underworlds Warbands are like $42. And the $42 Warband is like 4 guys. The $55 Warband is, you know, in most cases like 8 to 10. So it really just feels like you're getting shortchanged with these. Now, I do like the custom bases that come with them. I do really like these models, but it was, for me, it was a shocker. I was not expecting them to stick with this price point. As we'll get into later in the video, obviously the other set is not selling as well as they had hoped. Now here's the Skaven, the second warband. You get 5 models in this. Again, really like the bases, love the models, super dynamic, great looking. There's not like a Warcry warband that you could buy equivalent of something like this, like there is with the Elves. But you know, again, this is just a big disappointment. $95 for the sticky price on this for what amounts to 9 models. Just not legit in my opinion. So next we have the Exiled Dead. These are rather underwhelming to begin with. Honestly, I was not impressed by these at all. There's no way I would buy them for $20, let alone the $42 price point that they're coming in at. That's not a surprise, as we see all of this season's Warbands priced at like the $42 price point. You do get a couple more models with this. You're getting 7 in the set, including a necromancer and a bunch of zombies. Again, don't really like the models. $42 USD or 53 Canadian for them. And then next we have, so these are the Revels of Harrowdeep. So this is basically a reboxing of the models that come in the Harrowdeep set. And the Harrowdeep set was the box set that went from the previous starter set was $60, and then this one jumped up to $95. So here in this set, we see you basically get 3 Stormcasts and a bird, and then you get 2 orcs, a hobgrot, and then a couple of little goblin dudes. So again, we're talking about a total of 4 and 5 models, and this set is coming in at $80. So the Harrowdeep, Revels of Harrowdeep is $80. The base game is $95. So essentially what they're telling you is these models are worth 80 bucks, 40 bucks per warband, which if you would have bought them individually, they'd be $42 per warband. So you save $2 per warband buying them together. You don't have the option to buy them separately. So if you just wanted one or the other, and over buying the actual game, it's only $80 versus $95. So you save $15 if you just want the models and not the game. So they're basically saying, hey, this game is worth nothing. The models are the only thing that's good out of it. And that's why it's 80 bucks for the models and $15 more if you want to just buy the full game. And it's not like the game is discontinued or anything. The game is fully still available in their web store. So if you say, hey, these models are cool, I'm going to buy them for $80, for $15 more, you can just get the game. So I guess that's the savings that you get when you buy all the models together with the game. But when you just buy all the models together without the game, you save $2 per warband or $4. So in my opinion, this is a complete fail. And the fact that they're reboxing these models and selling them as, you know, a pack like this while the game is still available tells me that it's not selling. If it was selling, they wouldn't be doing this because they have never offered the models from the box set separately. Now, I could be wrong on that. Maybe I'm mistaken. But if I'm not mistaken, you could never buy the actual warbands from any of the box sets separately. They were always only available in the box game. Now, maybe later on afterwards, they released them as a warband. I'm not sure about that, but never while the game was still available. So something going on here, obviously, and I suspect it's lack of sales. Now, I'm not saying Games Workshop is having poor sales in general, but definitely for some of this stuff here. If we move on to the Black Library stuff, so we have a couple of books coming out right here. We have the Throne of Light novel. This one is in paperback, and this is $16. And then next we have the Throne of Light Special Edition. We have the Soulslayer. So this Soulslayer is $27, and that's hardback version. And then finally we have the Souldrinker, and this one is the Anniversary Edition, and this is $30. So overall, I mean, this was a rather underwhelming week for me, just in general, honestly, and I know for a lot of people. So that being considered, you know, I don't know if they're just trying to drum up additional sales by releasing like the box set separately or what the deal is, but overall, I would say this is a big miss on GW's part. And then if we just jump over here real quick and kind of take a look at what I'm talking about. This is the Harrowdeep game right here, $95 USD. And again, all it is literally just the Rivals of Harrowdeep, the orruks and the Stormcast, and then the base game itself. So you're paying $80 for them, which all the individual warbands from this season are $42 each. So literally, if you buy 2 warbands, $42 each, that's $84. So you're saving $4 by just buying the 2-pack. So it's like, oh yeah, that's cool, I get a saving at least. Or for $15 more than the $80, you can just buy the full game. And again, it's still fully available and everything. There was also some complaints from the community how quickly this came out and then the next one after that. So we have our new one came out, and this is really not that old. I can't remember exactly when it came out, but it wasn't that long ago. And then here we see the price jump. The Underworlds starter set is $60. So to go from $60 to $95 is over a 50% increase from one quote-unquote edition of the game to the next. And they're both still available, obviously. So it's not like, you know, one is just all of a sudden, you know, invalidated and no longer useful and nobody wants it. It was literally over 50% jump in this game. So to me, this is a huge mistake on their part. They had a cheap entry point game that could bring on new players, get people excited about Games Workshop, about Warhammer, about Sigmar, etc. Come in, play a game, and then they decide to take it to the next level, pick up a squad, expand their force, something like that, or a couple more teams. This is a huge mess. I mean, it's a massive jump in price point. It's not like going up $5 or $10 or 20% or, you know, the 12% that they told us or the 5% that they told us. This is a massive increase. Over 50% increase in this game. I can only imagine if you had gotten into Underworlds thinking this is going to be cheap and fun, and then the next set that comes out is $95, and then you think, well, it was just that one, and then next thing you know, that's just the standard pricing now. So massive miss on my part. And it's not like you don't get any models in this game either. You get 4 of the Stormcast. It's like 3 guys and then a Gryph-hound, and then you get 4 of the Undead. So here you get 8 models. Here you get 9. Now, arguably, these ones are cooler, but they're also new and more exclusive. So is that extra model why you pay the extra $35? I don't know. Blows my mind. And then, you know, looking at the actual warbands that are still available, you know, the Buccaneers, all these are $42 each. And then obviously they have some separate card packs you can get and everything. I've picked up a couple of these because I really like the models. You know, I love these vampires. I think they're great. But just the actual game and the price point on it and everything just blows my mind. It really surprised me to see this new set coming in at $95. So I think this is a huge mistake on Games Workshop's part. You know, obviously they don't always make the best decisions. They are the, you know, titan in the industry. So arguably they have pricing power. But I think they're going to kill this game. They're going to absolutely kill this game. Because the big thing about it, I think before, was a lot of people would pick it up and then pick up a couple warbands and then maybe expand into some of the other games. So if you kill your entry for people to get into the game, I think you kill the game altogether. Because I don't know. I mean, this is supposed to be like the super competitive version. It's like the blend of the cards and, tabletop miniatures. Cool idea. I never got into it. But this just feels like a big miss to me. I think setting the new price point at $95 is a huge mistake. And I think, if you want to stop people from, basically exposing how greedy you are as a corporation and just how much the prices have really gone up, not just your lies that you tell people, 5 to 10%, whatever, I think you take this off first. They should have gotten rid of the old Underworld starter at $60 so people can't come on here and see how ridiculous this price increase was. But in my opinion, the new Nethermaze game, I would have picked it up for a couple bucks cheaper. And to tell you the truth, it's not going to make a difference to me. If it was $80 versus $95, $15 wouldn't make a difference to me at all. But it's just on principle. I just think it's ridiculous. Typically, when you buy the box game, you want to be getting some kind of discount or some kind of value out of it. And just seeing how much these have gone up recently just completely turns me off towards them. So, I like the Skaven models. I already have the Underworld or the Warband from Warcry of the Elves. So, I'm not worried about getting these new models. Not worried about cool new bases or anything. And to tell you the truth, I like the Skaven. They're cool. Maybe I'll pick them up down the line when they come out individually. But just total miss. Games Workshop really just been missing lately. You guys know I try to keep it real. I try to stay positive about Games Workshop. Pat them on the back when they do something right. But I am definitely the first to call them out when they do something wrong. And their greed is just getting out of control. I mean, the last 2 weeks releases were the 2 big box sets for Sigmar and for 40k terrain sets. And they were $220 a piece. The most expensive box sets we've seen come out of Games Workshop, especially for like terrain or expansions. We've seen the Sigmar books go up from, what was it, $40 to $55. Obviously, the new codexes just went up. Everything is just going up ridiculously. I think they're going to kill the demand for the game. I think it would have been smart on their part to either pack more stuff into the game so it's harder to compare the price point, or get rid of the old stuff first so that people can't just see how ridiculous this is. Because if you got into this game when it was $60 for a box set and, $30 for the Warbands, and now they're $42, gone up almost 50%, and then the game goes from 60 to 95. I mean, this is a huge turnoff. And I think part of the appeal to this is to kind of pull in people from like the CCG kind of collectible card game kind of community into the tabletop gaming space. And I think, honestly, this just completely turns people off and pushes them away. I mean, you can pick up a game like D&D and play with a couple books and a couple models, and you can have way more stuff than this and way more fun and playability than this. Or arguably, get into just a card game or something like that. You can almost buy a box of cards for 95 bucks. So I just think this is a big miss. Let me know what you guys think down below. It really kills me because I see what's happening with the hobby. We're definitely losing more people from Games Workshop community and from the actual games than we're gaining. Now, people say different. They're like, oh, the hobby's never been so strong. It's never been so popular. Sure, there's lots of new people coming to the game, but we're losing young people, or we're not gaining young people. And in order for a hobby or a game or anything to be sustainable over time, you need to have young people coming in, getting interested in it, bringing their friends in, growing the game over time. And then those people are customers, for the next 10, 20, 30, 40 years. But if you're only onboarding, a bunch of, no offense, but I see what the demographic is. I know what the demographic is from YouTube and also from, playing these games forever. It's a bunch of middle-aged men. There's, when I started playing this, it was a bunch of like teenage kids and stuff playing the game, and then grown men also. Now the majority of the people playing this game are, adult grown men. That's not how you grow a game. That's not how something's going to expand over time. That's not good for your business model. You don't want a bunch of people that are already, grown. You want people to grow up with the game, have fun with it, enjoy it. I mean, that's what a lot of my enjoyment in Warhammer and, 40k, fantasy, all the different bits of this game, starting all the way back to Rogue Trader days comes from, was how much fun I had as a kid playing this stuff. And now it's completely unattainable for kids. There's no way kids can afford to play this stuff. It's just absolutely ridiculous. So that's my rant for today. Hopefully you guys still enjoyed the video. I know a lot of you are feeling the same way. Again, for a lot of people, the prices don't really matter. But at the same time, the difference between spending a couple extra dollars for something that you feel like you're getting a deal on or value or some cool stuff out of, and just feeling like they're taking the piss out of you, it makes a big difference to me. And honestly, I feel like Games Workshop's just taking a piss. They really just don't even care anymore. They're just trying to see what they can get away with. And it's getting a little crazy. So, but that being said, going to go ahead and wrap it up there. Sorry for all the negativity, but I promise you guys always that I would keep it real with you. And that's it. That's as real as it gets. So, Warhammer Man Studios. If you do enjoy the content, if you enjoy the official pricing videos, the news, reactions, all kinds of painting, modeling, converting tutorials, you guys know we're a commission studio, so we show off the commissions as they go out of house. Make sure to like and subscribe. Really helps out the channel, and I greatly appreciate it. So if you do, thank you. Leave your comments down below, as I do like to hear from you guys. Let me know what you think of these price points, and how long is it before we start seeing 50% increases in other stuff too, because this is a huge red flag for me. So it was when it first happened, and now they're continuing down those lines. So clearly they think they can get away with it. I think it's super strange that we have the Harrowdeep box set still out, and they're already offering the Rivals of Harrowdeep at basically the same price, $80 versus $95. So you're basically giving the rest of the box set a $15, price tag. I don't know. And they haven't even said if the heroes from Harrowdeep are going to come with the cards, like they do with the other warbands too, or if that's just going to be like the models. So we don't even know. But that's it for today. Warhammer Man Studios. I'm Warhammer Man, and I'm out of here.